Hello there, and welcome back to D&D Stories, the quarantine edition. We're still doing them this year. We still have a lot of stories of weird, crazy stuff that happens in our D&D games, and you know what? We're not missing out on it this year. We're still doing it, except we're across the internet. Yep. Even though I live with Spencer because we're married now and Tyler's across the street. You know, you should still try to be safe anyways. We're gonna revel and during this holiday season about the weird stuff that we've done in Tyler's game, Adventures of Avnia. But before we get into that, we have a paid sponsorship, guys. Welcome to my channel. Today's video is sponsored by World Anvil, the online tool that you can use to build all of your campaigns. It's great for organizing notes, organizing your maps, locations. Tyler, do you like World Anvil?
I think it's okay.
He was obligated to say that. You can sign up with the code down below. You can also get 20% off your subscription if you use my code XP to level 3. So thank you, sponsor, for supporting this episode of D&D Stories. Now let's get into it. So for the past year, we have been playing Tyler's game over on our other channel, Arcane Arcade, where we do all of our live games. That's all these are. These are just a big plug for Arcane Arcade.
Seriously.
In this game, I am playing Damon, the half-orc artificer. He's a battle master, and he has a little goat named Pythias, who is his battle master companion dude. And Spencer, you play Farron.
I do play Farron. He's the baby boy of the group. He's like an actual child, but he's a Oath of Devotion paladin, and it's pretty fun.
So you're a half-elf, and like for the longest time throughout the campaign, we were like, he looks pretty young, but probably just because he's a half-elf. It wasn't until later we found out that this boy was 17 years old, and I'm playing
16 actually when
16,
the campaign started.
16! Oh, that's right, we celebrated your birthday. That was a fun time. We all got very protective after we found out.
I never get hit.
Adventures of Avnia is mostly just protect the child at all costs.
Also, it's the Mandalorian.
This one time when we were out in the desert, Tyler, can you please remind me what the hell was happening?
So, they were going through the desert from a city to a location that has connection to a couple of different quest lines in it. And they were just walking through the desert, so I was having them roll random encounters. I had a whole random encounter list that I had pulled from online somewhere. Along the road, they would encounter a caravan that was in like a circle and was like trying to like fend off kobolds riding coyotes. Is how I set it up. So it was like I don't know, it was like 10 kobolds riding coyotes would come after the party gets there, and they have to figure out how to defend the caravan or whatever. It was supposed to be a kind of a simple.
It's pretty simple, you know. It's just a little desert encounter, not a big deal.
A little like speed bump desert encounter. It wasn't supposed to be anything interesting.
But being the inquisitive artificer that I am playing, Damon doesn't take anything at face value. He wants to know what's going on. And as a player, I like to think about most things in a pretty pragmatic, realistic style. So to everybody else, this may be just a regular, game where we fight stuff and go into dungeons, whatever. If that's the way you play, that's fine. My brain doesn't operate like this. I look at the situation as my character would look at the situation. And so we go into initiative. And I don't really know what's going on.
I believe Kyrie was first, couldn't really do anything, and then
That's Colton's
character. And then it jumps to Grace's character, Issa, who just very quickly casts Shatter on the entire group of kobolds and all of their mounts.
Yeah, and we didn't really even have a map either. Nope. We were just like, Tyler was just like, you cast Shatter. How big is it? I was like, 20-foot radius. I don't know what the spell is. And you were like, that's fine. You'll hit all of them. And then Issa proceeds to literally murder every single kobold.
They did not, only a handful of them, it's like one mount and one kobold out of like 10 pairs, so that's like 20 creatures or something. Only 2 of them passed the save. Not passing the save was enough to just insta-kill them. Just gone. Wiped out of existence.
And everybody's like, that was great. That was a great quick encounter. That was real nice. Damon doesn't know what's going on. So I turn, and in the middle of the game, I basically said this.
David, okay?
I feel
You understand? We were walking on the road. They're in trouble, and they're like, quickly! And we go over, and they're like, there's guys attacking us. We turn, a crossbow bolt hits next to us, and Issa goes, and they're all dead. That was not. We did not roll initiative and spend 20 minutes. It was 2 fucking seconds, and they're all dead. Damon is in fear, shock, and he's standing away from Issa going, did kobolds hurt you? What the fuck? We don't even know what they were doing. They shot a crossbow bolt. And you murdered all of them and their dogs.
That was impressive, Issa.
Yeah, massacre at the snap of a finger. That's how I saw it. You know, maybe everybody else is looking at the perspective of, oh wow, Shatter's really useful. I witnessed death, not just the women, but the children too.
And the puppies.
And the puppies. Oh my god. No one was spared.
No, it was
Oh no.
this one little tiny random encounter that I expected you guys to kill those kobolds. I did not expect them to die as quick as they did.
Never underestimate a bard, guys.
No.
Never.
No.
You know, this also reminds me of the time about how we all have so much trauma because we like making D&D characters with so much trauma. Because that's a lot of fun. You know.
You know.
Yeah.
I love
of course.
role-playing games.
Who needs therapy when you have D&D?
Yeah. And it reminds me when we did have therapy in Adventures of Avnia. The top of a hotel room.
So they were actually from that Wild West town that they were in during the desert earlier. They were still there at the top of the big, fancy but mostly abandoned tower, that Tower Hotel, kind of like almost old glam Hollywood. They decided, you know what? We have some time to kill. We have a night. Let's sit around, get drunk off our asses as we play Never Have I Ever, but extreme version because
We all decided that we would add a drinking element to this game. So if you had done this thing, instead of putting your finger down, you would take a shot of the rum that Kyrie had purchased previously in the day. And I did also cast Zone of Truth, because it's always prepared.
Oh, yeah, that's an important detail.
I forgot.
You know, no deceptions were had during this game of Never Have I Ever.
Nope.
And we learned a lot about our characters.
Never have I ever been in jail.
Sharon takes a shot.
What?
Were you waiting?
Really, kid?
It was a disagreement, and we were both taken into jail. It's fine. It doesn't.
They incarcerate children. I forgot the question. I forgot the question.
What,
What
have
was
you ever won hide and
Hide and
seek?
seek.
You're telling me that in your million or whatever hell years you've been alive on the world, you have never played hide and go seek with your friends. You're a spy. Your whole life is hide and go seek.
Well, we have enough for one more round.
Okay.
Let's come up with something good.
Never have I ever used a public restroom. I'm too scared.
What?
Oh my god.
I have many nightmares. It's my 2 fears. His spiders and public restrooms. I'm so scared of something happening.
Like in an inn, or like at like a
Anywhere that isn't my home or the place I am currently residing.
So will you poop
Dang,
here?
where have you been going this entire time we've been on the road?
Oh, that's different. This party is really funny because we have Kyrie, who's our rogue, who's like this old kind of hardened pirate who's really good at stealthing into places, and he's trying to find his long lost lover. And we also have Issa, the College of Whispers bard, who is a spy for the Feywild. So you'd think we'd be really good at stealthing into places and being really sneaky and whatnot. That is until we went to the town of Rivenhall to break into an orphanage that was being we thought it was going to be a trap set by this secret organization, like a guild, basically. And we were all being like, oh, we gotta set up disguises. We gotta get in there. So we're going to go to this orphanage and we're going to set up that we're all a family.
So my husband and I, we've talked about this for a couple years now, and we thought this would be the next step in our relationship. If there was one that would...
I am not ready to abandon one of these children. I've always wanted to be a father.
These are our friends. They're here kind of for moral support, obviously.
Yes, I would just assume.
That's
Take
my
in
brother,
this sign.
Kyrie.
I'm gonna be the
He'll
godmother.
be Uncle Kyrie.
Yeah.
And that's our noble
Guard.
servant.
He's a fantastic bodyguard, honestly.
All right.
Isn't my husband just
And this is our
wonderful?
gardener.
Hello.
You brought the whole
We just wanted to make sure we were making the right decision, okay?
Well,
Hey, David.
I know this is a very emotional time
Yes, it
for
is!
everyone.
And I'm your half sister.
He has all of the brains.
I could be, for all you know.
I'm having a mental breakdown because I
Jer-
never knew this.
Jeremy, our gardener, is Damon's half sister, but I'm not related to her in any way.
No.
You have a very interesting family.
You can say that. Yeah.
What's your last name, if I might ask?
Oh,
Smith.
Carrot Smith.
Smith.
Oh, we combined it.
Smith.
It's complicated.
Is that? Hold on. Time out. Is that Carrot hyphen Smith or is it Carrot Smith?
Smith.
It's Carrot hyphen Smith.
It has to be a hyphen to show that both sides.
Baron at the end. I feel like I'm missing something. Oh well, back to sleep. Oh, you could have been Grandpa.
This is our grandpa. Button's dizzy.
He's actually 12. We adopted him before.
That was ridiculous. Well, if you want to go check out more of our weird, wacky, crazy adventures that we have in D&D, go check out Adventures of Avnia. We also play Tomb of Annihilation. We've also got my games called Evenfall, and they're a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun playing them. So happy holidays, everyone. Have fun in your Dungeons & Dragons games, and we'll see you next time here on D&D Stories, where we're going to talk about some even crazier stuff that happened in some other games from this year.